Hello everyone. This is your friend from Naruto Audio Fanfics, and we are back once again with a brand new fanfic. Which is what if Naruto returned to Konoha as Akatsuki's weapon, and Anko, Kurenai, Samui, Tsunade, Kushina, Yugito and Mabui became bound to his path, Part 1. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to hit the like button, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing Naruto fanfics like this. So without wasting any more time, let's start today's fanfic. Naruto was crying outside the village which had hated him greatly for something he had no control over. How could you blame a 6-year-old for something that the demon Kyuubi had done? Which they were fools to believe that he was the Kyuubi, yet he wasn't the Kyuubi. That was simply because he's a human being, only the fox was sealed inside him. He was the jail, not the one inside the jail. He was a human being with a demon sealed inside of him. He was no more demon than the next person. They had failed to understand the difference of a seal and what inside the seal, which is irony when it's shinobi village that doesn't understand the difference. Naruto came to this spot outside the village because one of his spirit friends had told him if he waited here for a while that something good would happen to him. This spirit friend was a spirit raven which he could see spirit his whole life. He didn't understand why he could see the spirits of animals, only that he had met good number of them over the last 3 years. Not only could he see them, because he could even speak to these spirits to the point that he could understand what they say back to him. They had showed him many things that no one else could ever see or learn because they lacked the gift he was born with. Naruto slowly noticed a blue-hair woman walking next to a orange-hair man, which both of them looked over at Naruto and started to wonder why he was outside the village crying like that. The woman walked up to Naruto, which she just smiled down at him, then rubbed his cheeks. Why are you crying, little one? Because everyone in the village hates me and I don't know why. They think I'm a demon for something. Also they say I killed people 6 years ago, but I just born on the day they say I killed everyone they had cared about. The woman was shocked that people would do that to a little boy, while the man had a feeling why Naruto was hated by them and blamed. My name is Conan and the man beside me is named Nagato, which you need call him Pain when he's around people. Naruto didn't know why she was being so nice to him, because no one had even been nice to him beside the old man. He wasn't used to anyone really caring about in any way at all because of how horrible the village had been to him. Why are you being so nice to me? Conan's heart started to sink because she was sad that someone so young is living a hard life like this. It truly reminded her when she was all alone and before she met up with Nagato. Because no one should live that kind of life. But tell me, little one, what is your dream? Naruto stared up at her because he did have a dream that was something that kept him going on with his life and never giving up. My dream is to become Hokage so people will look up to me and not hate me or think of me as a demon, but I also want to keep the people I care about safe no matter what. Conan smiled once more at him while she rubbed his head because he had a dream which she was starting to think. If they hate him so much, why don't we take him somewhere safer or take him in to raise him till he's strong enough to live on his own? Have they ever hit you, Naruto-kun? Naruto nodded his head, which Nagato had known where this is going, and sometimes he wished Conan wasn't so nice to people. How about you come with us then? That way we can train you to be a strong shinobi and you can come back when you're ready to be Hokage. Naruto smiled at the same time he was thinking about having a family, which he had hoped that they would be his new family. Would you really do that for me even though you just met me? Conan gave him a gentle smile before she nodded her head yes to little Naruto. She couldn't just leave him all alone when he was in need of someone to help him. That caused him he start to smile because he finally had a family of his own and people that would take care of him. She moved her hand out in order to grab his hand so she could help him walk over to Nagato, who was watching everything. He truly would never understand the mind of a woman because he thought this idea was foolish. You did say I could have a new little brother and now I do. Nagato just shook his head because he could never understand how Conan thinks most of the time, or any of the time for that matter. He just did what he did every other time and gave him into her even if it made him look like a pushover. I really don't understand you sometimes, Conan, but why do you want to take a kid with us? You know it won't be easy for him with him. Conan just gazed at him because she was to help this little boy, yet she did know that where they were going wasn't going to be safe for him. Naruto, are you sure you want to come with us? That's because it may not be a very safe place that we are going to. Naruto just stared up at Pain and started to think it over inside his mind while both adults watched him. I want to get away from this place because they keep calling my Kyuubi, yet Kyuubi was killed 6 years ago on my birthday. That was when it had hit Pain, yet Conan kept looking down at the boy with tears in her eyes. Conan, come over here for a second. Conan, on the other hand, was starting to worry just why he was calling her away from Naruto. She just hoped Naruto doesn't think that's something wrong about taking him away from this hell. I know why everyone hates him. He stared very hard over at Conan because he known she doesn't know about demon jailers, yet he had known about them. He had talked to few of them in the past and he hoped Conan doesn't do anything crazy when she found out. How do you know why Naruto is hated by everyone? I mean, even I can't figure something like that, and it's you we are talking about. Nagato let the insult go. This time only his eyes moved to look at her, then back at Naruto. Naruto was just looking at them with a happy look because he was finally getting away from this hell. By how they call him Kyuubi and the fact he was born on the day Kyuubi was said to be killed, Naruto mostly is the jailer of the demon. Conan's face was stunned, yet she looked back over at Naruto and wished that he would have a normal life. How about we train him and find people to keep him safe? His face had turned into look that showed that he thought she was crazy. Even for her, this was a new level of craziness in his mind, yet he didn't think he could stop her from trying. You're not thinking about starting a group to keep the jailers safe? Conan just gave a smirk and nodded her head before walking back to Naruto. Sometimes he wished he had thought things through before he opened his mouth anywhere near her, because every time he didn't think it would lead to stuff like what was about to happen. Pain just shook his head because he really didn't like the idea of making group for this, only if it will make Conan happy then he guessed he had to do it. His eyes still focused over at Naruto and wondered if people will ever stop hating demon jailers. Yet he had known that would ever happen because it would be like asking the world to start having wars. It was just how humans were that caused them to be vile to each other and to treat each other lowly, like they had no right to even live. Human beings hate what they fear and will never let anyone that is different live their life because they may be stronger than them or just different in other ways. He simply knows that Conan was going to try to help this little boy the best she can, and he doesn't know where all this kindness comes from. While Conan's eyes were focused on him, she could see his clothes aren't good, which in her mind wasn't a good thing and got even madder at the village for doing this to him. Naruto, how about we go buy you some new clothes? Naruto's eyes started to grow big while he jumped all around her, happy, causing her to giggle at how he reacted to her. Let's get going, you two, because we don't have all day, you know. Conan slowly took Naruto's hand into her hand and walked over to Pain together with him. She had no idea that what she was doing would change her life forever and the whole world. The three of them head to another village for Naruto's clothes because there was nowhere they were going let him wear rages like that. Naruto's eyes kept watching over at his new family and can't believe that this is really happening to him. For the first time in his life he was happy that he finally found a family to call his own. What kind of things are we going to do? A happy smiling boy asked his new family, causing Conan couldn't help smile at him. She couldn't help it because how he acted just caused her happy from how silly he could be. She didn't know what training to give him first, only that she was going to do her best to keep him safe. We going see a lot of new places and hopeful get you some new friends. You will learn many things along the way, so don't worry so much about your training now. Naruto's eyes have stars in them because he could have friends and a family. While he was walking away from the village even more, he could notice the spirit raven flying along with them, almost telling him he's on the right path. That this was what he meant by something good would happen to him if he had waited there, only he just smiled up at the raven for helping him. I think we should stay away from Kumo because we have no reason to go near them because of the lack of missing shinobi that come from that village. Conan nodded her head because that village did lack missing shinobi. She didn't know if they were killed too fast or if the shinobi in that village is just that loyal to the core. 10 years later, walking inside Konoha was a blonde-haired boy wearing a cloak with red clouds on it, yet his eyes seemed to be almost like the color of the sea. He was simply heading over to the Hokage Tower in order to join this village once again. Once he gets inside the office, he noticed 3 teams of genins and few other shinobis were standing there as well, making him just stare at them. Been a long time, old man. Sarutobi's eyes widened when he heard the voice coming from the boy that just walked into his office. Naruto-kun, is that really you? He asked the masked boy, only he simply stared back without even saying anything, causing a black hair boy around his age to walk up to him. He asked you something. Now tell him if you are this Naruto or not, because you are a fool, just walk in here dressed like that. Naruto has sharply moved over at him before he noticed on the back of his shirt that showed he was an Uchiha. You must be Sasuke Uchiha. The Uchiha smirked with ego before he did nod his head to him, only for him to grin back to his team like he was a famous person. He believed that Naruto thought he was someone important, only that boosted his ego to whole new level. You most know of my fame already. Now the said genin of only 2 weeks started boosting his ego at Naruto, who just really got annoyed by it. That only made Naruto to just stare at him like he a fool of the highest level. Naruto moves his eyes back to the ones around him to study everyone in the room. He finally looked back over to the Uchiha, yet he smirked. Yei, Itachi Oni did say he left 2 alive, his great mother and a cry-baby of a brother. Sasuke growled while he made a fist when he heard Itachi's name. The other older members in the room just watch him once he added the Oni part. Itachi Tama only has 1 brother, and that's not you. He rushed at the blonde hair masked boy only to be sent into the wall without anyone even seeing him get hit by Naruto. He kept smirking while he moved to stand over the Uchiha who was kissing the hard wall. As I was saying, I'm here to join the village I once lived in. My name is Naruto. That is right, old man, but Naruto you known as died and I'm the new version of myself. The Hokage just sadly looked back at him, yet he had wished he could have helped him while he was still in the village before he just left that day. Hokage slowly took a headband out of the desk but tossed it at him only for him to catch it, causing a wave of shock around him. Hokage-sama, how can you just let him join our ranks like that? The old man gazed over at what seemed to be a silver hair man with a face mask on. His birthplace is Konoha, and by all means he's allowed to join as long as he fits the genin level at least. He beat Sasuke without even moving at all like that. The Junin didn't like it one bit even, so he had to accept it. Kurenai Uehi team is only 2 and need a new member, so you will fill in her team. You may as well get to know her better. Also Naruto-kun, I don't know how you know Itachi, but along doesn't hurt this village, I won't force you to tell us. Kurenai walked up to him along with her friend Anko. Naruto eyes went to her neck, then in second later left it. My name is Kurenai, as you already just heard, but please come with me to talk. Naruto nodded and began to follow her along with Anko. Naruto just closed his eyes as he had let his ears lead him on. I really still can't believe Konan-chan made me have to be a genin of all ranks like this. It sucks so damn bad, about I guess I have to in order do my mission. He was knocked out of his thoughts when he can hear Kurenai stop moving, only for him open his eyes to see they were at a dango stand. Kurenai said their orders to the chief before sitting down on a table, only for the other 2 to do the same. Naruto, is your name right? He nodded his head yes over to her before she went on speaking. I hope you can get with your 2 new teammates, and they are Kiba Inuzuka and Hinata Hyuga. I'll get along fine with them, don't worry about it. He told her, even so he had noticed that Anko had just been staring at him like no tomorrow, causing him to just stare back. Is there something on my face, miss? The name is Anko Gaki, and why are you wearing a mask? Take it off already. Naruto moved his hand to the mask before moved it away, keeping the mask on. That only caused Anko to growl even more, causing him to laugh hard. I have no reason to take it off, Anko-chan, but Kurenai-sensei, what time and where do I have to meet you? He asked her in a nice and gentle tone of voice, only for Kurenai to look back at her friend with a smirk. Meet us tomorrow at 7 in the morning at training grounds 8, just one thing, Naruto-san, don't be late. He nodded once more and left without even eating because he can't stand this kind of food, yet once he got good ways away from them. You can stop following me now, Konan-chan, and did you find us a place to stay at yet? A blue hair woman jumped down beside him and gave him a nod of her head. Good, then let's go there already, I need something good to eat. Seems you're not happy with us making you be a genin. He just sent her a glare while he followed her to the place they will be staying at together. We did it so you'll be in the Chunin test in order kill the snake. That is true, but at least I'm alone with you now, aren't I? Konan quickly blushed while she nodded her head. Only once they get to the door to their house. She took the keys out and unlocked the door before slowly opening it. The 2 of them get inside. First thing he did was take off his mask, and he moved his hands onto her and closed the door with the other hand. His lips went to her neck, sucking and kissing it softly, causing moans to leave the woman's lips. I don't get how this happened still. I took you in to keep you safe, not to. She was shut up by his lips slamming hard against hers. While their tongues danced together, her hands were go all over his chest and back, feeling every part of him. Let's save this for later. I'm hungry and want you to take me somewhere to eat. He looked at her only for her to just give him puppy eyes. The one thing he just can't say no to. He gave one more kiss before a nod of her head. Good, but first I need change into something better. She walked into the bedroom inside this house while he followed after her, only he also had to change his clothes too. When the both of them got inside the room, she started to take her cloak off, first leaving her in a purple shirt and black pants. She slowly take her shirt off her body, only her eyes watched him taking his cloak off at same time she did her shirt. He was only in orange pants and no shirt on, that caused her lick her lips slowly. When she tossed her shirt on the bed, she removed her bra while he removed his pants, causing her to just hold her bra in her right hand while staring at his body. He smirked before he walked up to her and moved a finger to her pierced. Would you like help with these pants you still got on, my dear Konoha? She nodded and slowly felt his hands pulling down her pants, leaving her only in a purple thong. Forget dinner and how about he just bends me over to me hard tonight? She thought to herself before nodding her to her own. I think dinner can wait till tomorrow, don't you think so? She moved on the bed right before she removed her thong. She had spread her legs out wide for him, showing her womanhood and her pierced in order to invite him over to the bed. He moved onto the bed and above her with his mouth claiming her before he stopped the kiss with his blue eyes staring down at her. Yes, I think dinner can wait till tomorrow because we got better things to do tonight. Later that night, he slowly started to wake up, only he looked over at his lover in the bed still. He gave her a kiss on the chest before leaving the bed in order for him to put a part of boxers along with pants on. He walked out of the room and moved to the living room window to open it. So much to do, and I wonder if I can really fake being a genin like I have to. He just was lost in his own world, only pulled out of it when he felt arms around him. He looked over his shoulder to see Conan smiling at him before she moved her head on his neck. You don't have to take this burden all alone because I'm here to help you each step of the way, so don't you worry just much. He turned around to face her only for her to move her lip against his in a loving manner. She loved this idiot even if she wished that he weren't do things that put his life in risky ways. How about I share a dance with you? He asked, teasing only for her to nod her head before the two of them started to dance to no music at all. He moved his hand to her lower back and her arms moved around his neck while the two just simply danced together. I'm truly glad that you found me that day, Konenheim, because I love you. She smiled, only few tears come down her eyes because they may have slept together many times. Even so, this was first time he had used that word and she just kissed him hard. I love you too, Naruto-kun, and please don't leave me all alone. She didn't care if she was far older than him, only that they loved each other. She didn't want lose another person she loved because her first love had been killed right in front of her. She had seen so much of him inside of her Naruto because of how the both of them acted like. I won't ever leave you because you never have to worry about that. He danced with her till they both headed back to bed in order to sleep. Tomorrow would be a long day for him and he couldn't wish it would be over enough times. Naruto never realized the whole time he was being spied on by the Hokage with his glass spying ball, only the old man wondered who this woman was. They wear same cloak, and why did you really come back here, Naruto-kun? Because I know it wasn't because you wanted to. I would love to think that was real reason, only I do know you too well and how this village treated you. Naruto woke up to the sight of his angel sleeping beside him. He truly loved to wake up beside her. Both of them had been through a lot together, on many missions, even some damn right crazy ones. He couldn't have done so much without her because she truly was someone that he was truly blessed to be with. He started to move his lips over to her mouth in order kissed her lips, slowly waking up the sleeping angel. He had truly loved the woman beside him and he did know that she loved him just as much. Her eyes slowly opened up to see his blue soft eyes staring down over at her. That had caused her lips turned into a smile, showing how happy she was to be with him. She didn't care how things got to this point because she loved him with all of her heart. Good morning, Tenchi, did you sleep well? I know after all fun times I slept perfect. She nodded her head to him. He just took in all of her with his eyes, no matter how many times they shared a bed together. He still couldn't believe just how beautiful she was in his eyes. She was just an angel, a blue hair paper angel, that loved to tell him what to do. She had slowly snaked her arms around him before rolling the two of them round so she was on top of him. Her head moved his neck slowly, letting her breath hit against the soft skin of his neck. She enjoyed being on top of him more than being underneath him, something about her with being on his body. It was the one thing that really turned on her fast. She just kissed his neck slowly while still half asleep. I'm slept perfectly, that's thanks to the fun night we had together. I guess we both enjoy the same things, too bad no time for morning fun. She kissed his neck while moving her mouth down to his chest. She only stopped when he slowly moved her to the side so he could get off the bed. He moved to his feet only to stop to look back at her. She lay down to give him a tease of her body, causing him to smirk over to her. He moved a hand down her back till it got to her before he gave each cheek a good hard spank. She just shook her hips to tease him and to taunt him. He just grabbed each cheek and slapped them again and again till he looked back at her smirking lips. He started to hear knocking on the front door, only he gave her a look like what the hell. She just shrugged her shoulders then pouted when he started to get dressed. He didn't know who was knocking. He did know that he would hurt them badly. Whoever it was had ruined his fun and maybe even another round of because of their knocking. He started to put on a pair of boxers and pants before yelling, "I'll be there in a minute, so stop the knocking already." He had left the room, but before he did he grabbed her rear once more. She just grinned back at him. She watched him go while moved her back against the bed. She left her legs out wide in case he got back sooner than she thought he would. He just shook his head before heading to the front door where he had opened it. He could see that his new team was the ones that had been knocking on his door. He didn't know how they found out where he was even living, in fact that had made him worry just how they found out. They had both agreed to make sure they kept this place hidden from everyone and anyone, so he didn't know how they found him. He didn't know if this place had been watched. He didn't see anyone at all that could have noticed the two of them. "Why are you three here in front of my place, and how the hell did you even find out where I lived out?" He asked them, confused. He wanted to find out just how and fast because this could mess up his mission. He wasn't going to let anyone or anything get in the way of his mission because that wasn't how he was. He would do anything in his power to see that his mission ends in the right way no matter the cost. "The Hokage-sama told us where you lived and it is time to go already." He nodded, yet still worried. He didn't know how the Hokage had found out about this, only he was going to try his best to find out how. He did know that no Anbu was following him yesterday, and he did know Conan would have noticed. He did move aside to let them all in, and he closed the door behind them with his eyes staring to out see if any Anbu were there before door had fully closed. They all walked into the kitchen in order to talk to each other about their new team setup. Only before any of them could say a word to each other, Conan walked out of the bedroom. She was wearing nothing at all, without much of a care. "Who was knocking at our door? You better have yelled at whoever it was for ruining our fun. I really wanted to go another round with you. My poor little has to wait to be filled with your heart." She had asked him, with a hint of teasing. When she opened her sleepy eyes, she noticed his team was inside the kitchen staring at her. She just kept her eyes back on him with a smile showing on her lips. Even if she could tell by his look he wasn't happy at all. Kiba hit the hard floor fast with a large-sized nosebleed. Kurenai stared hard, trying to figure out why an adult was in the same house as her new student. Hinata, on the other hand, did eye Conan up, only she watched the two lovebirds share a kiss together. "Seems the Hokage found where we live, don't know how he even found out about that." Naruto whispered into her right ear. He didn't want his so-called team to overhear his words to her. They couldn't be trusted because of their loyal to Konoha. He did know he had to be more carefully while inside the village no matter what. "I better go put clothes on." She turned and walked back to the bedroom. Naruto stared at her nice rounded rear before he turned his eyes to his sensei. He could see that she had a look on her face that left her much confused by what had just happened. He didn't blame her for being confused by all of that. Why is an adult dating someone so much younger than her? Did she really mean that about you and her? She asked him, still confused. "I don't know, maybe it just because I'm that great in bed." Just because I'm young doesn't mean I can't good. He smirked at her. He could see her face become even more shocked, which caused him to laugh hard while he kicked Kiba in the side. He wanted the idiot to get up so he can get this over with the fastest that he can. What the hell hit me? That hurt like hell, and I don't remember seeing anyone hitting me either. He rubbed his head while asking. His slit eyes looked at Naruto, who just gave him a look like he was an idiot. He had never seen anyone pass out with a nosebleed from just seeing Conan like that. He didn't even think anyone could honestly do that. You got knocked out by your nose when you had seen Conan Heim. You need learn how to deal with these things because an enemy may get in order to kill you. Naruto told him, only he just sat down at the kitchen table. A female shinobi can fake being a stripper or a hooker in order to get close to their enemy. So you need get used to seeing a woman if you want to live to see Chunin rank. Naruto warned him. Then he started to remember how things got really wild and fast for the two of them. Conan wanted to teach him how to avoid being killed. She showed him that women can fake being hookers to get close to people. That was why he had his first time in bed with Conan as a learning reason. At least I know the Hokage is spying on me if he found out where I was living at. I know I never told him where I lived at all. Naruto said while he looked at his so-called team. So who are you two? Because I know that you're my teammates, I don't know who you really even are. Naruto asked the two of them. My name is Hinata Hyuga and that's all I feel like telling you. She told him, which came off very cold. Don't worry, she's always like that when it comes to men, and my name is Kiba Inuzuka. He told him, which Naruto just nodded. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and I guess we will be teammates for the time being. He said back while he waited for Conan to come back to them. When she was finally there, she was wearing her normal outfit, which Naruto just smiled over at her. No matter what outfit she was wearing, she did look and perfect in his eyes. He wanted to rip these clothes off her. I need do few things, dear, and why don't you get along with your new team? She asked him. He just rolled his eyes while she gave him a long passion-full kiss. She moved out of the place, leaving him alone with his team, which he disliked already. Should we go train together or something? He asked them, which Kurenai nodded her head yes to him. Let's go to the training grounds first to train together. Kurenai said back to him. He started to follow after them once they started to leave, which he closed and locked the door behind him. He followed them till they got to the training grounds and he stood there to stare at them. He didn't want to give away how strong he was, so he figured he had to show that was high Genin or low Chunin level. Thought out the training Naruto held back so much, and he hoped he did a good job of hiding his skills from them. He never had to hide his strength before, and it was a very hard challenge for him to do in order to hide it from them. That Conan woman had to train you very well before you joined my team. Kurenai pointed out, and he nodded his head yes. She had trained me very well, and it seems your team of yours has their own issues about it. Kiba rushes in too much when he should be thinking, and Hinata acts like well a cold-hearted bitch and need to learn to care more. Naruto bluntly said his thoughts of them. I know they do have problems, and sadly no matter what I have done they don't seem to be willing to change. His rushing in will get him or others killed, and her attitude is far worse than that. She agreed with him. Kurenai-chan, how is my idiot brother doing? They turned to see Hana along with her mother walking over to them. Same as always, rushing in without thinking at all. She replied back to her. Is this your new genin? She asked while her eyes checked him out. She had to admit that she enjoyed what she was seeing, and she slowly licked her lips over to him. Something about him made her think that she may know who he was. She didn't know why she felt that way, because it was just a strange feeling that she was having around him. Yay! I just joined and the name's Naruto Uzumaki. That caused both mother and daughter to stare shocked. It has been a long time since you were last inside Konoha. I thought you were killed or taken by someone. Sume told him with a smile on her face. She was glad that he was back and safe, even if she did want to know where he had been all these years. She was one of the few people that didn't hate him for having the Kyuubi sealed inside of him like that. I still want to know how you got an older woman to date you. I mean, you really have to be hiding things if you won't tell me how. Kurenai asked him, her eyes studying him. Really? Are you sure about that, Kur-chan? I mean, someone older dating someone younger like that. Hana Sked, her longtime friend, her hopes were starting to grow. She walked out of the one single bedroom, also kissed him. She even made a joke about her needed his. Kurenai filled them both in. Naruto just rolled his eyes. I told you, I'm just great in the bedroom. Being jailer of monster kind of gives you endless stamina in bed. Naruto just joked while watched other two train. Go on, what kind of skills do you have in that area? Hana joked back to him. She had a smirk on her face. I'm starting to think Anko-chan is rubbing off on you, Hana-chan. That's not a good thing. It's a very bad thing in fact. Kurenai pointed out with annoyed look on her face. So, how come you aren't training with the others? Sume asked him. He just shrugged his shoulder at her. I'm not a genin level, the old man just put me on this team. I also did train and I just don't want to deal with these two. I understand he part of your clan but he's a hothead and she's a cold-hearted bitch. So you can see why I don't want to get in the middle of that. Naruto told her. He looked back at Hinata yelling at Kiba. Point taken. What kind of woman is Konan? At least we know your type is older mature women if you're dating her. Hana asked him another question. Yes, older women are a plus. Good size and rear is also a good plus to have. Konan got both of these along with piercings and tattoos. He told her back before he sat down on the ground. So, I have a pervert on my team now. Kurenai moaned out. It can't be that bad and you know it. I mean look at him. Hana whispered to her friend. Her mother could hear it. Sume just shook her head. Ever since she had broken up with her last boyfriend she'd been seeking a new boy toy. Sometimes she worries that she will keep acting more like her. That did worry her big time. I need to go. Seems like they are too worn out to keep training. So I guess I will you tomorrow sensei. Naruto bowed then started to walk off. He had things to do. What's up with that guy? Kiba asked them. He looked worn out big time. I don't know. I do know I may want to get to know more about him. Hana stated. Kiba just looked at her like she had lost her mind. Why do you want to get to know some kind of guy like that? He asked his older sister. Aren't you also a lot older than him? He added. Nothing wrong with liking younger men, so you make sure to learn tons about him, okay, little brother? She asked. Her lips formed a smirk. Why do I have a bad feeling? Something bad is going to happen to me soon. Naruto asked to no one at all. Maybe because tons of women like you. Konan asked from behind him. That caused him to jump up. Can you stop doing that? I also don't think that many women like me. I think you're just seeing things. He asked her back. He really hated when she made him jump. How was your training and you do look very cute, you know. Konan smirked back at him. Boring and I can't believe you are making me fake my skill level for a whole month. There is no way I can handle dong that for that long, it was pure hell. Naruto told her. He just glared back at her. If you do a good job maybe I'll ask her to join us again in bed. Konan smirked. She did love to tease her young lover. You are so mean at times, do you know that? What are we doing for the rest of the day and what things did you do without me? He asked her. First thing I did was have a talk to him. I starting to think he has an idea about what going on with us. Then I went to the store to put some nice outfits to wear for you sometime later if you're a good boy. Konan smirked when she could see him daydream. That's only if you are a good boy. She repeated. Good boy, what do I look like, Toby or something? Naruto just joked back. She let out a giggle before they walked home. I think I'll make you some food. The last stop I did was get food for the house. I swear I won't let you keep eating ramen all the time. She told him. She refused to let him eat too much of that stuff. He did know she was one hell of a cook, so he didn't really mind that she sometimes forbidden him to eat ramen. He may love it. He loved her cooking and her body even more. Sometimes both these two things had gone hand in hand. When they got back inside, Naruto looked outside the window to see few spirit animals walking around. He did think it was funny how normal people would never realize that there were spirits all around him. They were always there. The spirits of this world, they were the first friends that he had ever made in his life. There were many things he didn't understand, many things. He did want to learn all of the hidden truths of this world. He didn't want to live blissful like the rest of the world. He looked over at Konan that had started to strip out of her clothes. When she was she placed a cooking apron around her body. She truly did love to tease him. He enjoyed it just as much. He just watched her cook their lunch. he still couldn't help feel like something was wrong. He didn't know why he was feeling that, just that something was getting under his skin. When lunch was almost done, Naruto moved behind her. He moved his arms around her from behind, he kissed her neck, which she just smiled. His hands moved underneath her cooking apron to play with her large, he rubbed them hard while she could feel his member poking her. Almost done with lunch, no time for that, she said back to him, her one hand moved back to rub against his tool through the pants. Lunch won't get too cold if we just do a quick one, he told her. She just nodded her head. She could hear him unzip his pants and then she felt him moving inside of her, she had moaned out. Her head moved back to let out even more moans. He kept moving in out of her, she enjoyed it. He moved his fingers to her, he twisted and pulled them by placing them between his fingers. He wanted her to keep moaning, he wanted her to give in more to him. He did know that he had ways with her body, he had ways with her heart as well. He did love her all over and he wanted to fill her up. He moved all the way inside her. He moved one hand down to her rear before spanking it each time he thrust it in. He could see how red it was getting with each slap he gave her. He made sure both cheeks were fully red. She enjoyed the whole quickly, the two of them together in the kitchen. She did know that no matter how man times hated it, she wanted more. There was something about him that she couldn't get enough of. She just started to wonder what would he do if he knocked her up. How would he handle having a child at his age? She didn't know what he would do about it. The same time she was running out of time to have kids, she wasn't young like him at all. She could very well be his mother after all. When both were done, she cleaned up off before they moved to sit down in order to have lunch together. She just shook her head, she couldn't believe how easy she had given in to him and his damn lust. Your food always good to eat, Konoha, he told her with a smirk. She just shook her head at him while she was eating, she really didn't understand him and his teasing. Sometimes she wondered if he really was a demon or some kind of thing that loves to tease anyone and everyone. Do you really think he's going to show up at the Chunin tests? I mean, what is his end game at all? He can't hope to destroy this village by himself. Naruto asked her. He didn't know what that snake was up to. I don't know, and I do know that you really want to kill him. You were the one that asked to be allowed to hunt him down. Is it because he had tried to take Itachi's body over like that? She asked him back. She was worried about him. He tried to hurt someone that I care about and he won't be allowed to get away with it. If someone had hurt you, then I would hunt them down no matter how long it took me to kill them, he told her, while still eating. The next day after his fun with his lovely angel, Naruto was already awake sitting inside the kitchen. He was going over his plans for the day. He did know that he had to talk to Kurama before anything else. It was past time for his next meeting with the fur ball. He did know that he was thankful to the fox for all it had done for him. He ended his train of thought before he moved his eyes on the lovely woman making him breakfast, which he did know eventually his team would be here. With that said, he could hear a knock on the door. He signed before getting up, walking over to let his team in, not that he really wanted to. This whole team was just his cover-up story, it was not like he even cared about them. He did know that these two would get themselves killed if Kurenai did not get them out of their foolish ways. They needed to learn how to grow up before they got themselves or others killed due to their mistakes. Thankfully, this time Konan was in a black dress, that fit her body perfect, but it also covered it up unlike last time. The last thing he needed was to tell Kiba's family he was killed due to blood lost from his nose. That was another thing she had to fix about her student. He needed to learn how to deal with women. I can guess you know why we are here. Beside training, there's something I need to tell you. In 1 month the Chunin exams will start. I am here to ask if you are willing to be part of it this year. I know you just got part of this team, but it would deeply help them. Kurenai asked him, hoping he would agree to join. I do not see why he would refuse it, because he could use the time fighting against other shinobi from other villages. Plus, he can be very bored at times if he does not have anything to do, which does happen often. Konan butted in. He did know what she was aiming for, yet he just wished she would let him manage things his way. He did have a plan for this. That plan was out the window due to her once again. He would add in the fact she loved to make his plans go crazy. Sometimes he thinks she does it just to cause him to go crazy. Here, I thought you enjoyed my ways of getting rid of my boredom. last time you seemed to really enjoy it. He countered, which she just giggles a bit. I may have, yes, but you do end up making me too sore for the next day. So, sometimes even I need a break of this fun which gives you time to go fight. See, it is a win for both of us. I get to rest, and you get stress relief in a different way. She joked before putting his food on the table before kissing him. You eat up. I need take care of few things before buying few things. Also, few things you may enjoy seeing on me, or seeing me use. She joked again at the end before heading out. Naruto just shook his head before eating his food. He was not going to let her great cooking go to waste. His eyes looked over at his team. They were still waiting for him to give his answer, yet he simply closed his eyes. I do not see why I cannot help your team, so I will help, but try not to get yourself killed due to your issues. You need work on being hot-headed less, and you need give a damn about your teammates. I may not be from here anymore. Even with that said, I still know being a team means getting along and treating them better than that. Naruto pointed between taking bites of his food. Yes, my family gave me long talk on being hot-headed and rushing in. They told me how it could get me killed or worse, my team could be put in danger, so you do not need to worry about that. Kiba admitted. Good, the thing is you are more of a frontline fighter. You need to know how to work with your sensei due to her long-range genjutsu could be managed at times. Now, the Chunin fights you will not have her help, so you need to get used to fighting for yourself. There may not be anyone to save you if you get in over your head, so keep that in mind. He finished his food, which no one could understand how he could eat that fast. Good, now that I have finished eating there is few things I need to take care of. So, if it is okay with you, I will see you tomorrow. Naruto stated before he showed them out of his place, before heading off elsewhere. When he stopped, he was inside the forests where he followed a spirit raven. He ended up deep inside the forest. He stopped to walk over to a large stone before sitting down beside it, slowly starting to meditate. He was inside his mind where a large cage was. It had the word seal on it. He knocked on the metal bars, to get his partner to wake up. He did know that the fox loved to sleep, sometimes too much for his liking. What do I own this visit, my dear grandson? He asked, slowly walking over to the cage bars. Naruto had found out that he was the grandson of the Kyuubi. That happened few years ago, which shocked him deeply. That his mother was Kushan along with his father the fourth Hokage, which he did not hate his father for what he had done. Kurama on the other hand was once a thief in the demon world, till he met someone named Yusuke. Yuko Kurama was his full name. He helped Naruto train to use his spirit walker powers along with his rose whip powers. He also showed Naruto many herbs and demonic seeds that can be useful in battle, many things that he had showed Naruto over the years that he had been sealed inside. Just wanted to see how the fur ball was doing. I mean, you do sleep all the time. Sometimes I think you just trying to fake it, because you are too lazy to train me. He pointed out. He looked at the huge orange fur fox just stand there, with its large eyes just staring down at him with annoyed look. He did not know why he had to be an annoying jailer. Why could he not be like his mother that let him sleep all the time? So, you are back inside the village. Is that such a wise choice to be making? You do know this was the place that caused you pure hell. Why would you even come back here at all? He asked, unsure of his jailer's reasons. Yes, the snake will be coming here to try to destroy the village or at least kill the Hokage. We are not sure how he is going to be doing this, we just know he will be in for the Chunin exams next month. Which is why I have to act like a weak gen until then, which is pure hell. This caused the fox to let out a long laugh because he could not believe what he had just heard from his jailer. That he had to fake being weaker than he really was, that alone caused his laugh to become more of a fit of laughter. He was kicked out of his mind when he felt someone grab his shoulder. He reopened his eyes to see it was Hana standing there. He was not sure why she was this deep in the forest, yet he did know she was wearing different outfit. Her outfit this time was a pair of black tight shorts along with a tight black tank top. Her body he could see was toned. Her stomach showed almost no fat at all, it was well worked on. The same could be said for her long legs. He had wondered just how strong she really was. What do I own the pleasure of you finding me all the way here? He simply asked. I was looking for herbs to help with my work at my clan's vet clinic. I just happened to smell you nearby. Naruto looked at himself like he smelled or something. No, my clan has nose of a dog, so we can smell a lot better than others. She joked at the end. What will you do now? Maybe I will talk you into helping me find these herbs. I can always give good rewards if you are a good boy. She teased. Naruto just looked at her funny, because he swears women think he is Toby or something with this good boy bit. He told himself next time he gets back to the base, he was going to prank Toby so badly for all this. He would make sure it was the worst prank he had ever pulled on anyone before. Elsewhere, a man with orange mask just felt a freezing chill come down his back. He did not know what caused it. He just hoped nothing bad was going to happen to him. He quickly looked around to see if anyone was nearby him. I guess I could help you. Nothing really else planned today, Naruto stated before getting back to his feet. He started to look for the herbs even if she never told them what they looked like. He was familiar with herbs of all kinds. One of the lessons that Conan had given him, one of many lessons in fact. After few hours of picking herbs, she took him back to the vet client, where they could see Sum was working. He was surprised that the clan head was also working here. He did not think she had any skills in healing animals. He would figure the clan head would be more of the frontline fighter like her son. About time you got here. I hate dealing with customers and you know that. Naruto just sweat dropped because he was right. I ran into this lovely boy, and he helped me find more herbs. I did not even need to tell him what we were looking for. Someone his age, knowing all these herbs is exceedingly rare, which is a surprising change for once. She stated. Last time you had to explain it to Kiba many times if I remember right, and the boy still could not get it right. Sum pointed out. I am surprised he has that bad of learning skill when it comes from your clan. I would have figured he know how to survive better. There also many things wonder about this clan of yours, due to your link to dogs like you do. Naruto spoke up. I bet you do, yet I wonder just what other aspects you are wondering about. Is it our battle aspects or my clan's survive skills? Something else altogether. Sum teased, which Naruto got the hidden meaning. Maybe other aspects, yes, but Conan is also big on wanting to know these ones too. You may want to invite her over one of these days to share that information with her. He countered, which even caused Sum to blush. She did not think her girlfriend was into learning about that, yet part of him wondered if he was buffing or not. That was one bit of news she would have to think over in her mind before pouncing on it. She just smirked before waving both a goodbye. Naruto did know that his eyes watched her go, watched her nice, rounded rear walk away while Hana could see him doing it. He did wonder what she would do, yet he was shocked that she just let him do it. You are the first person I know that could go back at my mother in her teasing. I wonder now just what kind of person you are. I mean, you are dating older woman, which you can keep her happy, which is a plus. Hana said while moving the herbs down on the table. She said to put them away while Naruto helped feed the animals that were currently inside the clinic. He cared for animals deeply. The fact he can see spirits here, these spirits do not seem sad or angry, they seem incredibly happy to be staying around. He wondered just how Hana treats animals, to have so many spirits happily walking around or sleeping here. What got you into this kind of field of training? I mean, this is a shinobi village after all. Naruto asked. I always wanted to help animals and my clan is based on collaborating along with our dog partners, so it just came to me, like breathing air. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I mean, I know how to fight, but at the same time, if I can avoid it, I would rather be here than fighting on missions. She admitted to him. I bet the ones you saved, which I can bet are very thankful for all the work you are doing. I bet if they could even tell you that they thankful for you saving them, they would. Naruto spoke while finishing with feeding. That is genuinely nice of you to say, but I feel like I still have much more work to do. These animals never seem to get a break in life, so many bad partners that leave them all alone. She spoke while petting a wild dog. She had found him in a cardboard box. It was raining, so she took him back to her clinic for him to sleep. She was checking him over, to see if there was anything wrong with him. So far, he was perfectly shaped. Naruto spent next few hours at his Hana, helping her around the clinic even if he was unsure to why he was doing it. He did care for animals, did not help that he had huge fox inside of him, yet he was still unsure why he was helping her. Part of him was thankful for her due to the fact the spirits were thankful. The other part of him wanted to know just what she was hiding, although everyone does have a darker side to them, yet Naruto wanted to learn about that side. You spend all your time here, never going out? He asked unexpectedly. No, sadly I spend all my time here now that my last boyfriend dumped me. Which was his fault anyways. What did he do wrong, if you do not mind me asking you? He asked out of curiosity. He could not manage me in bed, he kept saying I was too wild, which he should have known better to date someone from my clan. My clan are not little girls that enjoy sweet and soft mating. He was a fool. Hana stated. She did not seem to mind telling him at all. There was something about him that made her feel pulled to him, something about him that she did not know. It felt like there was something drawing her to him, something inside of him that made her want to tell him anything, to get closer to him in any way she could. She had never felt this way before about anyone in her life. So, the stories of your clan are true then. The wilder the better, he joked, which she just gave him a feral smirk. Maybe one day you can find out that for yourself. I mean, we do enjoy showing people what we can do. She joked back before finishing her duties. I bet. What will you do now? He asked. I think I will go home and start making dinner. If you want, you can come with me. I bet you are hungry, plus you did help me a lot today. So, think of this one as on me. On you. He playfully teased her. Maybe. That is if your girlfriend does not mind. She fired back. She did know how to play that game. When they walked out, Conan was waiting for him. He just smiled back to her because he did not even sense her this time. He did not know how she was the only one that could avoid being sensed by him. Sometimes he thinks the spirits help her to put tricks on him. So, Kiba was not wrong because she is damn. Hana admitted with a smirk. Thank you. You have to be the idiot's sister. Still cannot really think someone would pass out just by seeing someone's body. Conan made a joke aim at her brother. Yes, he is an idiot, and how about I take you with me to my place for dinner, along with your helpful boyfriend that is. She still was smirking before leading them to the clan house. Hana started to make their dinner. Conan on the other hand was just looking around the place. She wanted to see if she could find anything out about Hana, while her boyfriend was keeping her busy by chatting with her. She did learn many things, yet she possible would not say a word till tomorrow. She did know her lover had planned something, yet she wanted make it more fun. When they got inside, the three of them enjoyed their time while asking each other questions, many things they learned. Naruto did know that Hana did have wild side to her, it just made him more curious about her more. It was not curious of feelings or love, just wanting to understand her better. Later that night, Naruto looked at his angel before he started to think of something. He wondered what she would do if he went to the clan house while being a fox. It was one of the first time he ever let himself be seen in that form, which he did wonder at she would do. Naruto turned into his fox form, which was bigger than normal fox. It was around the size of a wolf. He looked back at Conan that was awake, smirking down at him. He did know she had that smirk for reasons he did not really want to know why. So, you going spy on her now? I wonder, is it for the mission or is the fox just in one of his curious moods? Last time you got curious we ended up having fun with few very nice ladies, then time before that you almost got me impregnated by you. She pointed out, smirk still showing on her lips. If Hana was wild, Conan was just downright chaotic due to her many kinks she enjoyed doing or having done. Conan was quiet woman on the outside, but when you got deep inside of who she really was, she was one wild ride. Someone that could make anything fun, never cause you to ever be bored. When you thought you seen or tried everything you could think of, she would do something new which makes it even more fun again. We will just have to wait and see, but I will be back soon. Naruto left the place, heading for the clan house without being seen by anyone. He was a fox, so he was someone that could sneak around without being noticed. When he got to the clan house, he looked at one of the opened windows. He made it his way there before getting inside, avoiding any dogs he may come across. With the help of the spirit animals he was able to avoid all of them. He made it to Hana's room where the open was slightly open. He pushed it open more so he could sneak in. He was shocked to see what was going on. Hana was in the middle of playing with herself. She had what looked to be large and long toy in her one hand and the other was playing with her. She was moaning out louder. Naruto thought it would be better to leave, yet he stayed there to watch for a bit. When he went to leave, that when Hana noticed him, she looked over at the fox that thought had walked into her room. She placed the toy down before waving the fox over to her. The fox was unsure of what to do. Naruto just walked over to her. He had to keep this act up unless he wanted to get caught by her, so he had to play along. When he got to the bed, he jumped on before his eyes looked down at her body. Something he did know looked perfect in his eyes. You smell like Naruto. Are you his partner? She smirked before petting his head. She was plotting something that no one would think of Hana. Something that Naruto truly did not take in when he thought of this plan. It was the one missing piece that would cause his plan to backfire, something Naruto was just wishing he could teleport. That was because Naruto did not like where was going. Curious did kill the cat, which he was regretting his damn need to know things. By the time Naruto got free from Hana, he was scarred for life. He just looked at Konan, which she just laughed at him, yet he just gave her a look that told her not to say a word. I could not be that bad, could it? Konan smirked, which she did watch what was going on. Get over here and undress, I swear you could have saved me back there. Naruto yelled while in the bedroom. Yes, master. Konan joking said. She started to do what she was told. Naruto had his way with his girlfriend to try to forget what happened to him. He never would do that again in his lifetime.